perfect opportunity to compete. Play hard, play smart, play for each other, and show out. Okay, it's your time. This is what you can do. We are going left offense versus goal defense, and we're going to flip it around. See how it's break. Here we go. Woo! Let's go, baby. Like that part on 3. 1, 2, 3, like that right.
It had been 4 years since the Farmington Knights had posted a winning record, but now with back-to-back winning seasons behind them, the Knights have been busy this summer working toward their first district championship since 2011. I'm Chad Speaker with your Farmington Knights football training camp report. The Knights went 6-5 last year, and while they did take a hit in losing some starters, the program has developed more depth than it has had in years. Head coach Eric Krupe says they're now at a program level rather than having to create a new team each year.
You want a program that is self-sustaining. It's not just you create a team every season. You know, if you're at a point where you're just creating a team every season, ultimately you're not going to have the success you want. What it is it's a program that is self-sustaining and it just feeds upon itself. And I like the fact that you talk about, in year 3 we end up in a district championship game against a great Cape team, and then back-to-back winning seasons, and so the program is rolling in the right direction. And I really like the group of kids we have this year.
The Knights are in their 3rd season of running an option-based attack, and they might have their best stable of backs to date.
Everybody knows Tyson Gray. He's 6'3", 220 pounds. He's a great athlete. He's a great football player for us, and he's shown that for actually 3 years now. He's going to his 4th. And there's Tyson, and then we've got Royce Harris, who, we joke we weren't able to unleash Royce on the world last year, and I think there will be people that find out early who he is, and at our F position, whether you got a Tyler Barber or a Ryan Barnes, Chris Yost is back, even a Jason Romine, all kids that have shown great promise this summer.
Harris played soccer as a freshman, then last year he was lost for the year after breaking his arm in the preseason. Krupe uses a single word to describe what Harris gives the team.
Explosiveness. And we're moving him around. Sometimes he's at that F position. Other times he plays that A-back position, that slot or that wing position. So just finding different ways to get him the football.
Royce's brother Rothman is a rising and versatile talent, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. Tyson Gray is back for his 4th season of varsity action, and at 6'4" and 220 speedy pounds, Gray's a mismatch for most defenders, whether he's running or catching the ball.
I think you'll probably see me at wing a little bit more than usual, but it all depends on how the season goes on, who we play each week. So we'll see. I'm sure Coach Hayne, our offensive coordinator, will be coming up with some new things just to move me, and not only me, but Royce Harris and a couple other key aspects around the offense.
There's a spirited battle for the starting quarterback position between junior Carson Sutton and sophomore Caden Files, with both players figuring in on the defensive side of the ball as well. Sutton and Gray return as anchors of a deep and talented linebacking core, and Gray says that Sutton has demonstrated some great leadership skills.
One thing I've been very impressed with is he is commanding the team, commanding the huddle, and that's big. He's able to keep everybody level-headed, and he's a smart player. He is savvy with football. Still shifty. He's going to be a great option quarterback, and I think his IQ will carry us a long way.
Sutton says he's used to being a leader.
Number one is just knowing what everybody else has to do, affirm like the start, and then it really just helps you to be a good leader. If you're nice enough, you can't be scared to talk. You have to be able to hold everybody accountable, especially yourself. Have to be humble. It's more just making sure you know what you're doing and then helping everybody else out on the way.
The wide receivers lost their top threat from a year ago, but that also figures as a position of strength, with Eli Lamb and Adam Katiri joining the backs as potential targets. Krupe says the deepest position on the field, though, is probably the offensive and defensive lines. Dalton Berg says that he and his line mates play both sides of the ball aggressively.
I like tearing people up there on defense, but I like being the hammer on offense and driving them in the ground. It's kind of fun.
While Ethan Burke thinks that the key to becoming a great team is to have great character.
It starts, I feel like, with the character of the team as a whole. I feel like this year, especially in the past few years, as a team, we've really cared more about one another and really the community as a whole. We've done some service projects, and I feel like doing those service projects and having a little bit of character development, it's allowed us to come together. And like Coach Krupe always says, good character usually leads to good performance on the field, and I think that really has a key to it.
Special teams has been a strength of the team during the Krupe tenure, and Coach once again thinks that the third phase could be a difference maker for the Knights.
We take pride in being good at special teams. One thing I like to believe is that, in our time here, we have won many more special teams battles than we have lost. You know, that's that third phase that has maybe won us some football games. So we take pride in being good at special teams. You know, Kale Cross did a great job. We lost Parker Hastings, you know, first series, second game of the season. You know, and Kale as a freshman steps in, and you know, after his first extra point, he did not miss another one the entire season. I mean, and then to be a freshman and step up in that situation and be perfect on extra points, that was very impressive. And as he's a sophomore now, his leg is only going to get stronger. He's going to get more consistent.
Listen to Farmington Knights football all season long with me and Kevin Thurman on AM 800 KREI, starting out with a home game against Union and wrapping up the regular season at the home of the Central Rebels. Make sure to start your Friday nights with the Fleets Equipment pregame show, and wrap it up with the Home Pools and Spas end zone show all season long. I'm Chad Speaker for Regional Radio Sports.
Compete. Sounds great.
Hey, let's hit this.
Hey, bro, I don't care. Let's hit this. Let's hit this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, let's go.